Hello, everybody. This week I'm going to do basically an unscripted episode, and it might be worse for wear, but I need to bang this out so I can edit my other video. I wanted to say that for the background of this video, I was hanging out in London for about a month cumulatively, and I was looking around for things to do. And this popped up. I was staying at a hostel, and I was looking at videos and photos and different brochures and things that I could do while I was in London, and this came up. So you may be wondering what I'm doing in such an odd place that looks like a mix between a theater and an aged building, and you'd be right. I was standing smack dab in the middle of a rebuilt Shakespeare's Theater in London. I was traveling the world, solo again, and found myself in London, off and on for a month, like I said before. Near the end of this adventure, I was getting restless and going on any guided tours I could see. I was even lucky enough to go on a Jack the Ripper tour, which is more interesting than you'd think. We walked around the city, and it is odd that a lot of the Jack the Ripper murder sites have become encased in apartment complexes, and there was a little fountain where it had a little medallion sitting on the corner, and that's where one of his murder victims had happened, where they almost caught him because he was there was police patrolling the area, and one of the police walked down the road, passed by this little area, and he was about a block away, and somebody yelled that somebody had been murdered, and he came back, and this prostitute was murdered. So he was very, very close. But anyways, I was looking for something to bide my time and saw a listing for a tour of Shakespeare's Globe Theater, and that was being rebuilt while I was on the tour, or at least set up for a new play. Apparently the theater was a place to take your mind away from how despondent the world had become at the time. It was a bastion for creativity. It was on the river, drenched in mud and feces, with planks of skinny bridges guiding the way to the entrance. The place was packed to the brim with customers and literally filled wall to wall, so the original Globe Theater burned down with lots of casualties. The building was packed like a box of matches waiting to be ignited. The building wound up in flames as the patrons screamed, rammed, and clamored for respite from their fiery fates. As the building crackled and smoke rose from its mighty carcass, this was the end of this once great establishment of art. Fast forward around 350 years, and there I was standing in the rebuilt idea of what the theater was thought to be. There were no pictures, but there were reports, records, and accounts of what the building looked like, how many it could house, and a rough estimate of its decor and design. The theater had been burned down in 1613, rebuilt, and demolished in 1644. So figuring out the details of the building got exponentially more complex. And as I was toured, this is the information that was given to me. And I hit the bottom stairs where there's a gift shop and everything. There was a stuffed bear that I posed in front of. I'll put it here. And it was a interesting experience. It was fascinating, actually. But in the end, I never got to see a play. And the funny part is that the seats that were closest to the stage, like on the left and right where you can see over my shoulders, those were the most expensive seats, and you couldn't really see the stage. The ones on the floor, which were obviously known as floor seats, were only $5 actually now. They're the cheapest seats, but they were some of the best seats in the house because you can stand right in front of the actors and really get the breadth of their performance. It's pretty fascinating, actually. While I was there, I was able to walk around and just tour around, check it out, check the seats, the different areas, see the ornate designs of people dancing around and celebrating, dogs hunting and things like that you may have seen in classic movies. It was just a fascinating experience. It's a 3-minute walk from the Millennial Bridge that you might have known was destroyed in Harry Potter just through CGI. But overall, I'm trying to just do a quick one shot of this. I actually am going to have to edit it for a few stumbles that I've done. But this was a quick experience, and I will probably show this one of me in New York, and that will probably be my next one, with a whole plethora of experiences with me and my friend Rachel when I flew over to New York, stayed at her cramped apartment, and she had 3 or 4 roommates in a 3-bedroom apartment. 4 roommates, I believe. and I'd been to New York before, but she showed me a lot of the local spots, a lot of the local areas, and we ended up going to DC, where I almost broke my leg. And it was another adventure that was very, very memorable, and I can never thank Rachel enough for hosting me and showing me around, and she's somebody I care about, and I hope the best for her. All right, that's it for now. I want to see you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.